Hello everyone, welcome to another live stream here at my YouTube channel. My name is Christina Werner. In fact, I might need to turn my volume down a little bit. My mic is a little bit closer than usual. I'm wearing an apron. What? And I also have some of these. So that generally means we might get inky tonight, or rather I would get inky if I didn't have gloves on. I'm definitely going to have gloves on. So, because I'm going to play with distress spray stains, or is that what they're called? Yeah, spray stains. I've thrown in some mica stains in there, you know, whatever. I thought about using the new distress spritz, but the spritz weren't really like giving me the kind of look that I was thinking of in my head. So we're going to go with the regular spray stains today. And I have not done like spray anything in a long time. So that's why, well, I'm wearing a white shirt, so I definitely had to put on an apron. I've got the gloves. I've got a box that I'm going to spray into. We're going to get into it in just a minute here. So today I'm going to be using some items from Simon Says Stamps STAMPtember 2024 release. We're going to go through the products that I'm planning to use. I have them listed down below in the supply section already, since I knew I was using those items. So those are already listed down below in the supplies. But there's also a link to the entire STAMPtember release. It's a really great release. But I think most of the items that I designed that are in STAMPtember, I'm going to be using tonight. There were only a few. I don't know if you need to know all this, but like halfway through the STAMPtember design deadline is when I cut ties and I started designing my own line. In fact, if you missed last week's live with Greg Cottrell from C9 or Concord and Ninth, yes, I'm doing my own line with Concord and Ninth. The line is officially called Christina Werner with Concord and Ninth. So every month, you know, for the foreseeable future, I will have brand new products for you all. It's really exciting. It's the first time I've had like my name like actually on the product. So that's really kind of fun. I'm looking forward to that. So many of you watched the live last week with Greg, where I gave you a sneak peek of all of my September 2024 release. So if you didn't catch that last week, go back. You can watch it. It's on replay and get a little sneak peek. Officially, everything goes on sale a week from today on Monday, September 9th. So I hope you'll come back, especially next Monday, because I think she's committed to it. I think Jennifer McGuire is going to join me in next Monday's live, and we're going to be playing with my new line. I'm excited. Okay, so let's switch to the overhead. And we're going to get into, you know, I just realized my camera is like pointed. I can usually sit right here. My camera's it's all twisted. Okay, so I have 3 cards planned for tonight. And the reason is because they're all fairly simple. I'm really going to let the technique come in the spraying of the inks and the stains. So yeah, these are going to be kind of simple. So the first card that I wanted to create was with these 2 dies. This one's from Kathy Zilski. It's the Simple Thanks die. And then this is Autumn Leaf Frames. That's one that I did. There are a couple of words in here. We're not going to use those words. I'm actually going to have the thanks die kind of go right across this area on the frame. That's the plan. So that is one card. So we're doing like an autumn card for that one. And then we're going to do a more Thanksgiving card. And these are products that I did. So we've got the pumpkin to talk about, background stamp with words, and then there's the coordinating dies. I don't think we're going to use the coordinating dies today, but I did want to let you know that they are available. Instead, we're going to use the With Sincere Thanks dies. So I'm planning to like spray a background, and then we're going to stamp and heat emboss the image on top. Or I might go the other way around. I'm thinking I'm going to be using like a mica spray, which if it was sprayed after I stamped, it would cover up the line work of the pumpkins. So I think I'm going to stamp after. Okay, so that's the plan for that one. So then we'll have kind of like a Thanksgiving-ish fall one. And then for the last one, I thought I would use this stencil set. This is the Snowflake Stripes. Super cute. Great opportunity for some different colors. Looking a little rustic. And I'm going to pair it with the Big Holiday Words stamp set and dies. This is another set that I did. Love this font. Want to put it on everything. So we're going to use that. Okay, so let's get started. I have already picked out 3 color combos out of Distress spray stains and some mica stains or mica sprays and things like that. So I'm going to put these aside. We'll come back to you beauties later, and we're going to get into the spraying. So we're going to start with the first one that I mentioned. So these are the colors that I've decided to use. I've got kind of like a little spectrum. We've got mustard seed, carved pumpkin, barn door, and then walnut stain. But then as a little special something at the end, I thought it'd be fun to bring in some tarnished brass. Just like some little sprinkles, you know, just a little bit of that fallish look, right? Actually, I take that back. This is for the pumpkin one. This is for the pumpkin one, but we'll start with the pumpkin one. That's fine. Okay. It's been so long since I've done sprays. I feel like if you're adding a lot of spray stuff, watercolor paper, I don't know. I'm going to use Fabriano Artistico Extra White hot press watercolor paper. Hot press watercolor paper is more smooth, so I think it will kind of mimic the look of just using a regular cardstock, but it can handle a whole lot more liquid and spray. So I think that'll serve us well tonight. So that's what I'm going to use for all of my spraying tonight. And if I have a fail and I have to start over, I've got more of that. Okay, my really fancy schmancy spray box right here. So I'm just going to put it right here. There we go. Because we're going to try to contain it. Okay, I'm going to stand up. So I'm going to turn off my little circle in the corner. We just need one of these. Okay. And I think I'm going to start with the lighter color. So I'm going to do mustard seed maybe up here in the top. Then I'm going to kind of transition down. I have no idea. Do I need to shake these? That doesn't look like anything's settling. I don't think I need to. All right, but I am going to do a little practice spray over here. Oh, I forgot my gloves. I'm so glad I didn't get further in. Gotta wear the gloves. Because I can just picture, I start like spraying, I gotta take my wedding ring off. I start spraying, I start like ripping stuff on it, and suddenly I've got orange hands for the next 7 days, you know? I can just picture it happening. So I'm prepped. Okay, all right. Starting with mustard seed, I'm gonna do a little, ooh, that's lovely, okay. Lovely. And we can always come back and add more. Next color, carved pumpkin. I love Molly. By all means, Christina. Yes, go for it. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay. Okay. Next color, barn door. Okay. Oh wow, that like really took over everything, didn't it? That was a lot of red. Okay, and then walnut stain. Looks like a murder scene in here. Okay. Okay, maybe I just need to get a little closer. I think I'm gonna come back to carved pumpkin. Actually, no, I'm gonna come back to mustard seed. Just get a little bit of that up there. Like it's really, yeah. Maybe I'll do a little bit of that down there. Okay. Very glad I'm using a box for this because this is crazy. Okay. All right. I'm going to hit this with my heat tool just to speed the drying a little bit. I'm actually going to be, oh my word, where's my mic? There it is. Hold on. I have to fix my mic. Like it's attached to my apron, but it went all funny. Hold on. There we go. That's better. Okay. I'm going to be cutting this down to an A2 card. So any of the stuff that's like on the edges really isn't going to show. I wish I would have thought about that when I did the mustard seed, because we're not really going to get much mustard seed on this, but that's okay. I love how dramatic this brown is, though. See, I'm glad I'm wearing gloves. I'm getting stuff on my hands. You know what? There's not much like orange or yellow on this, but I'm not mad at it. Okay, so we're adding the tarnished brass. I'm going to shake this up really well. It's subtle, so it does have like mixer balls in it. Yes, you need some gloves in your craft room. I have to laugh. Renee says, adds gloves to Amazon list. And Lindsay says, gloves now added to craft desk. Yeah, you need gloves. I mean, even if you don't mind getting a little bit inky here and there, like, I think it's worth it to have some gloves for stuff like this, right? Betsy, inky hands are a sign I did something creative. Yes, that's a sign, but it's a sign that will annoy me for 5 to 7 days. Okay, so I don't want to spray this. I think I'm just gonna like tap it and get some good little like gold droplets. I think that could be kind of pretty. Okay, maybe I will spray it. I don't know. These are really big drops. Have I ruined my background? I don't know. Let's spray. Whoa. Okay, well, now it's looking like fall threw up on this, but that's okay. You know, maybe it'll, I think I liked it before all that, but that's okay. It's got some really big drops on it. You know what though? I'm gonna be putting the leaves on top, like over this middle section, so it's okay. All right, I'm gonna set this aside. I'm just gonna let the tarnished brass just kind of dry on its own. I don't think it needs anything kind of special. And we've still got 2 more backgrounds to spray, so we're totally gonna be good. All right, I've got a little piece of plastic sitting over here. I'll just let that sit. And our murder scene needs to be cleaned up, so I'm gonna, oh my word, that like went right through. You know what, this is when I think I should put my, I have a mat that's like, has a, like one of those craft sheet things, like stuck down to it. It might be worth it. Hold on, let me grab it. Might be worth putting in here. I mean, this might be a mess. Is this gonna fit? Not really. All right, paper it is. Here I was trying to be so economical. Save the earth. But it's not gonna work. Okay, that's okay. Worth a try. I'd have to get a bigger box for that to fit. Okay. So now I've got another piece of that watercolor paper. And we're gonna put everything, all the colors from the last one aside, except the tarnished brass, because we're gonna use the gold on this combo as well. In fact, let me show you the combo before we move on. Okay, I have fossilized amber Then we're going to go to Crackling Campfire, Seedless Preserves. Then for some drama, we've got a little black soot. So I was thinking almost like a little more like Halloween colors with this, but it's the one that's going to go with the leaves. You know what? I just realized that background we just did, that's the pumpkins. Whatever, we're going to make it work. Okay. Yeah, Tim Holtz craft mat, but I don't have one that's like big enough to fill the entire box. You know what I'm saying? So we will improvise. Okay. All right, so here's my little spray box. We're starting with Fossilized Amber. You should have seen me and my husband before we went live because all of these were still in their plastic wrap. If you've ever tried to unwrap these things, they are so hard. It is like a struggle. Okay. Get that spray started over there. And I'm realizing I need to like start a little higher up. Okay. So there's my Fossilized Amber. Moving on to Crackling Campfire. All right. Like I need to get a little closer so there are more concentrated areas. And I kind of think I could probably lift this and like, yeah, get that to go to the side a little bit. Ooh, that's cool texture. Okay. Seedless Preserves. That's really dark and dramatic, isn't it? I might not even need the black. Okay, let's lift this and we can maybe get that. Oh, this is like playing with watercolor. I love it. Okay. Getting some of that to drip off. All right, I am going to do the black soot just in that bottom corner. It's going to get cut off anyway. Whatever. Come on, spray. There it goes. Oh, this is so fun. Get very dramatic color really fast, can't you? All right, I'm just gonna kind of hold it like this a little bit. That Seedless Preserves really isn't coming through very much because it's so dark. But we're gonna go with it. Okay, I've got to making sure I don't have ink all over my gloves because then I can pick up my heat tool. Okay, I'm getting a little bit of that purple coming through now. Okay. All right, so you can see just like a little bit of the Seedless Preserves just kind of starting to come in a little bit right there. It's really pretty. Okay, so I think I do want to add a little bit of the Tarnished Brass, but I didn't like the really heavy application on the last one. So I'm gonna give this a little test. Oh yeah, that's a way too heavy application. I want more of just like a splatter. So I'm gonna do as if it was watercolor. So I've got an acrylic block. Hello, what is that? I think it's part of a die cut. I'm going to take the tarnished brass and just using the, just going to add it to my acrylic block. And I'm just going to flick it off with a brush like I would with watercolor. Yeah, I've shaken it up really, really well. It's good to go. I want a little more control over how it's splattering, you know? Like, yeah, like little droplets like that. I just wanted a little more control over it. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna go clean off my brush and all this now because I have no idea if this will ruin my brush, but I think if I clean it off soon enough, it won't. In fact, I'm gonna get a little tiny bit of water and bring that over to my work area in case I need it. Okay, because for this last one, I've got a little silver involved, and I'm gonna want to do the same thing. What did Kelly ask? I don't even know if I can use my mouse with these gloves on. Oh, I can. Good thing. Amy Moore is asking, do I have any of the mica sprays? I sure do. I'm going to be using one in just a moment. Okay. All right. You can't even see how pretty it is in the dark down there. Ooh, that turned out so pretty. That's the perfect fall background. I love that. Okay. All right. I'm going to set this aside to dry off the other one. These actually look really similar. You're going to laugh when you see them. I use different colors on both, but they look almost the same. Cracks me up. Okay. I guess I was just really going for that look today, right? All right. Oh my word, look how that went through. And I think I peeled up 3 sheets. That's a lot of ink going through. I really need to get a craft mat that's cut to the size of this box. Okay, so this last background, we're actually using the stencils with it. So we're going to have to do drying in between layers. Okay, hold on. I need to like baby wipe these gloves. Yeah, that could have been all over my stencil. Okay. Thank you, Janice. Okay. So once again, this is the Snowflake Stripes stencil. Okay. It looks like, ooh, and you just got that one snowflake. So these 2 are the ones I'm going to be using to do the stripes, but then you've got the full stencil. So you've got a couple options. That's cool. Okay. So here's my watercolor paper. Here's my first stencil. Alrighty. And I'm going to put a piece of paper over the bottom area because I only want to do the color at the top for this first one. By the way, the colors that I'm using are, we've got 4 colors and then a mica. We've got Lumberjack Plaid, Tree Lot, which is a mica stain, but it's got like, you know, it's like a little metallic. Then we've got Kitsch Flamingo and Faded Jeans. And then Spray Stain, Fresh Pewter. So I think technically this one, yeah, this is a mica stain. Yeah, that's what you're asking for, mica stains, right? Okay, so I'm going to start. I'm just trying to figure out what order I want these in. Yeah, that's the order I want. Okay, we're going to start with Kitsch Flamingo for this top section. I have no idea if this is going to look good. No idea. Okay. And then I'll lift this and I'm just going to move this up here. So this next section would be the Tree Lot. Oh, that's cute. It's just curling up down there. That's okay, it's picking up color. Oh, that's gonna be cute. Whatever. Maybe we'll do that and it'll just protect it. Okay, shaking this mic is doing really well. And we're gonna go for Tree Lot. Get that little spray over there. Okay. Pick this up. Thank you for your service and your sacrifice. Then I'm gonna pick up this one. It's gonna look very rustic. All right, I'm gonna go put this stencil underwater. Getting it cleaned off right away. Okay. And we're gonna dry this and then move on to the other stencil to finish the pattern. I did not pixie spray the stencil. I'm okay with it looking kind of a little rustic and having not sharp edges. Come here. There we go. Kitsch Flamingo is such a pretty pink. Okay, so now we are on to the other stencil. And you just kind of have to get it kind of lined up, kind of close. Doesn't have to be perfect, but about like that. About like that, I think that'll work. I'm gonna grab another piece of cardstock, and this first one is going to be Lumberjack Plaid. Alrighty. Alrighty. Pick this up. Oh, I didn't mean to move the stencil. Go back. There we go. All right, I don't want it to like touch that one, so I'm going to fold this in half so it's a little tent. That'll prevent the spray from going in that section. And then I'm using Faded Jeans. Okay. Nice little spray. Thank you, tent, for your service and sacrifice. Pick up the stencil. Ooh, that's fun. The pink section at the top is kind of bugging me. So I might have to come back and just spray a little more of that pink. I'm just going over to my sink. These spray stains are coming right off my stencil. They're not leaving any color behind. Okay. The only bad part about having to do this last stencil one more time, or the pink area, is that my stencil is wet. So I've got to dry it off real quick. If it didn't have so much ink or spray stain all over it, I would have just used rubbing alcohol to clean it off, but way too much. Okay, so I'm just drying it off with a rag. I need to get it super dry so I can put it down onto my project again. Okay. Oh, I need to dry the blue and the red first. I forgot. That lumberjack plaid is gorgeous. I think this is the first time I've used lumberjack plaid in anything. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is fix this pink area, and then I want to do a little bit of that splatter that I did, you know, from the acrylic block. I think I'm going to do that with some of these colors so I can get a little bit of the color like in on the snowflake. I think that could be really cool. Okay, so I'm just going to get this kind of placed in the right spot. Doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm going back to Kitsch Flamingo. Just get that little spray right there. Perfect. I'm a little more confident with making sure it's in the right spot now, which is nice. Lift up that stencil. Okay, I'm gonna rinse this stencil really fast, and then I'll come back and do the splatters. Just because I want it to, what's the word? I want there to be a little more mix of color. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing I did before. So, actually we need to dry that one first. Let's dry the pink, and then we'll do the splatters. Okay, I think that's good enough. I'm tempted to just do like a really light spray over the entire thing instead of doing the splatters from the block. Let's try it. Just like a really, kind of like from farther up. Oh crap. Okay, well that sort of worked. I got some little droplets, so that's good. Okay, I'll do the lumberjack plaid. It's gonna look like a murder scene. Yeah, there we go. And then the tree lot. I'm gonna shake this up again. Well, it's starting to look very rustic now. All right, and then we've got faded jeans. I don't think we need the faded jeans. There's already enough dark spots. We're gonna leave that. But I do have brushed pewter, which could look really cool. I'm gonna shake it up and we'll add this on. Okay, I'm hoping I can get like a really, it's like clogged. Okay, well I guess we're doing that from an acrylic block. That answered how we were using that. Clean off the bottle. It's like the nozzle's clogged. Let me try that one more time after wiping it. Oh no, it's most definitely clogged. That's weird. Okay. We'll just do what we did before and at it from an acrylic block. And if some of it happens to fall right now, that's fine. Okay. Don't let me forget that that's not screwed on. Okay, and then we just, oh, there goes one drop. Just want like a little bit of lightness. There we go. Okay. Cleaning off my brush. Cleaning off the acrylic. What was that? Part of a die cut? Yep, part of a die cut. That's my craft room, y'all. Okay. All right. So this one needs to dry. I'm going to hit it with my heat tool just a little bit to help the drying process. And then we'll get to die cutting and doing all the other stuff to the backgrounds, which look amazing. They look so good, y'all. Thank you for the reminder before I knock it over with my heat tool. Okay, we're safe now. The lid is on. Okay, I'm going to let the rest of this just dry naturally, but that turned out really pretty. Not my usual style, but I don't mind it. And I think someone in the comments said that they love Kitsch Flamingo with Lumberjack Plaid. I agree. Who knew? That looks great. I love it so much. And I love that, like, even this, was it just pewter? Is that what it was? Brushed pewter. The brushed pewter almost starts to look a little bit green next to all the other green spots. I think it just looks really, really cool. Okay, I'm going to set this aside to dry. Please don't get ink everywhere. And it looks like my other backgrounds, the gold, or I guess it was the, what was it? Brushed something? What was it? Tarnished brass. The tarnished brass is needing a little bit of extra time to dry. So we might have to use my heat tool. Okay. Oh my word, y'all. Look at all these sprays I used. And clean hands. We love. You know who would be proud? Tim would be proud for using spray stains, and Julie Ebersol would be proud for using gloves. Okay, so here are those first two backgrounds. Like, what? Those are so dramatic. I love them. They're amazing. All right, I'm gonna grab, we need silver and gold cardstock to cut out, because we're being dramatic today. We're going straight for those metallics. Hold on, I'm just getting rid of my water cup. Okay. Look at us. 40 minutes in, we're making such good time. Okay. All right, we're gonna do, you know what, while this is drying, because they look really close. While these are drying, I'm just gonna go ahead and do all my die cutting. Why not? Okay. This one we have to stamp on, so that one definitely has to be very, very dry. But let's do our die cutting for the other ones, for our other pieces. Okay, so this is the one that's going to go, oh no, this is the one we're doing the pumpkins. You know what, it doesn't really matter. They look so similar. It does not even matter. Since we're gonna put the pumpkins on it and then the other one has the frame, I think I want the frame on this one. So we're gonna do that in gold. We'll do gold and then also the thanks in gold. So, and I feel naked because I don't have my ring on. There we go. I'm using gold brushed metal from the opulent pack of cardstock from Sizzix. And I think I should be able to, oh, hello, you know what? Before I mess these up, I should set them aside, or at least a little bit out of the way. Okay. Got die. It's got little gummy boogers on it. And I've got to cut these out of the middle. It doesn't really matter. I mean, that's a section that I wouldn't be using today anyway, so I probably could have kept these in there for now, but that's okay. All right. Oh, perfect. We love when it works out. All right, and then we've got the thanks from Kathy. And we only really want the word. We don't need the little shadow. Okay, come on. There we go. All right. And then I think I might be able to use, oh, that's going to be a little tight. I'll just cut a little thing right there. Okay. We'll just do that one right there. And this one right here. We'll give that a good cut, although this looks like it's not going to stay. They don't want to stay. There we go. The gold spray is not dry yet, but it's getting close. It's getting close. Okay, ooh, I might have to cut this one a second time. It's not looking like it cut all the way through. So I'm going to go ahead and move my thanks. Yeah, that didn't cut all the way through. I might need a new cutting plate. It's looking pretty sad. Most of the time when my die cutting machine stops working, like it doesn't get everything as well, it's generally because I just need a new cutting plate. Okay, there we go. I think that got it all. So pretty. It's got a couple little pieces that are sticking, but not too terribly bad. Okay, I've got to do a lot of like poking out all the little interior pieces on that frame. So I'm going to go ahead and get all this cleaned up, and then while that's just continuing to dry, I can clean up all of this. Oh my gosh, so many little pieces. I mean, I love how they look, y'all, but I apologize for designing something that is so intricate like this, because sometimes when they're totally intricate like this, I'm like, dude, did the designer even think about how tedious it's going to be to punch out all these little die cuts? We did. We did think about it. And then we decided that the design was worth it. And we hope you agree. Okay. Some over on this side too. So many little itty bitty pieces. Thankfully, a lot of them like stayed in the paper, so I can just punch them out of the paper. Okay. Got just a couple other little spots. Okay, almost done with this section. And then I can put that back on there. I'll put it back in the little bag. die aside. And then we can get this one out as well. And dropping it on my work surface didn't help. Okay, there it comes. All these little intricate die cuts. Okay, oh, that thing's is so pretty. I was just thinking it could like go right over the top of that area. Perfect. Okay. Oh no, did it still not cut through all the way? Y'all, am I gonna have to cut this again? I might have to cut it again, y'all. Oh, oh, nope, we're good. We're good, we're golden. Sometimes you just don't know when you're using old plates, you know? Okay. Put my little thanks back in there. I kind of miss the old Simon die packaging that were in envelopes because you could just put your die back in and you didn't have to worry about it, you know? Okay. Get rid of these little things over here. All right, we'll leave that all off to the side. And then we've got more things to die cut. I've got another one. This one's also going to be out of the gold. And this is going on top of the pumpkins. So I'm thinking I'll have the outer, do I want the outer in white or do I want it in vellum? I'm not sure. Hey Shy over in the chat. I'm trying to remember. Are you the one that's the school principal? I'm trying to remember. I think you are. A few of my premium members here at YouTube, we had a Zoom crafting chat last week. Well, about a week ago on Friday. And she was entertaining us, telling us stories about working in the school. Okay, so this one's going to be out of the gold. Will that fit? Oh, perfect. All right, and you know what? Just because I know I have some cutting plates, I'm going to go ahead and replace this one because obviously it is giving me issues. So I'm going to come grab a new one. I ordered a new cutting plate not long ago. That's the magnetic mat. I need an actual cutting plate. Here we go. Clear plate 2-pack. All right, I'm just getting this open. Wow, they really tape these boxes close, don't they? They're like taped on 3 sides. Okay. A brand new mat. It's going to be lovely. It's going to cut up so much better. Hi, Misty. Misty's asking for the dots on eyes on dies to be connected. You know, if I can, if it works with the design, I will do that. See, like on this one, how it's connected, totally works. But up here, there was no way to make that like work. It's just too far away from the line of the W. So I really try to get them to connect with something. Sometimes it's just not possible, but I totally get it. It's like one of those usability factors. Totally get it. Oh, good. That was you, Shy. I thought it was. I was like, I'm pretty sure that was who it was. Okay. So I'll just put that right there. I'm going to put my gold on top. Brand new cutting plate. And then I'm just going to run that through. And I'm really hoping it cuts a whole lot better. Oh, golden. It cut out so nice. Look at that. So good. In fact, you know what? Before I lose the tittle, the little dot on the top of that right there, I'm going to grab it with my tweezers. There we go. And then I can lift the rest of this up, maybe, if it wants to come off the plate. Come on, honey. Come on. It doesn't want to come off in one piece. Oh my word. I'm mangling this like you would not believe. The new cutting plate is too good. It wants to stick. Oh my gosh, it totally is sticking and it's tearing the back of the paper. That is annoying. I thought those were attached. I kept hearing something like moving and I was like, oh, it's, you know, not a cat. So what is moving in my craft room? There's no one in here. And then I realized it was the old cutting plate in my trash can. Wow. Well, if you ever want like a really pretty, like clear acrylic plate design, you know, like put through like a scripty font, that's crazy. All right, am I gonna have to cut this again? Have I completely mangled it? What is happening? I think I'm just gonna tear out this center so I can get it out. There we go. Okay. Ta-da! Yeah, this gold cardstock is giving me fits. I've never had a problem with this gold cardstock until today. It's kind of weird. I wonder if it's just the remnants of this sheet or something. It's really weird. Okay, and then our little gold droplets are continuing to dry. They're getting close. I can tell that they've just got a little bit of wetness right there in the center. They're really, really close. So I'm going to continue letting those dry. We need to stamp a greeting for the Christmas card or the holiday card. So I'm going to put these right here. Just save everything off to the side. Oh yeah, I was going to do a halo for that, wasn't I? Okay, it's going to be on top of the pumpkins. Out of white? Okay, the pumpkins are going to be stamped and heat embossed in gold. I almost want to have this in gold and the words in white. Is that weird? Or even the words could be in like a nice orange or like a rusty red color. That'd be really pretty too. Maybe I'll just leave it as is. All right, I'm just getting this. Oh yeah, I still have to do that little halo though. I can't put this away yet. Okay. People are saying vellum. Yeah, I think vellum will be enough to like calm it down so it's a little easier to see. So vellum's a good choice. And I happen to have this random leftover remnant from this vellum that I think I bought in Bermuda. Like, how long ago was that? 6 years ago? Yeah. But it's like a really thick vellum. Like, seriously, that's crazy. It's so thick. So I don't even feel like I need to like double up on it. You know, like sometimes you need to double up on the vellum so that it has enough, you know, like it blocks out enough color beneath it. I don't think I need to do that with this. Okay. I'll just run this through. Okay. Lovely. Now I really can put all of this away. Trying to put it away now because let's be real, if I don't put it away now, it'll probably be out on my desk for about five days. Or let's be real, 5 weeks. Okay. Okay. I'll put this to the side for a little bit. We're done with the metallic cardstocks. And we just need to stamp and heat emboss the little Christmas greeting. Okay, so trying to think what would be the best greeting. I'm kind of thinking just the seasons greetings would be fun. Yeah, let's do seasons greetings. This is Big Holiday Words. Grabbing some white cardstock. And seasons greetings. We'll just need to cut it out of the top area there. All right. I'm trying to think if we're gonna put it white on with the gold. Yeah, this will work. Using my anti-static powder tool. And then Versamark ink. Just about put all of that on top of the wet paint. Let's move that. Okay. Make seasons greetings on there. Okay, I'm going to use my most favorite gold embossing powder, which is Brutus Monroe Gilded. Oh, it's the best gold. Some other gold embossing powders look too yellow to me. I need one that's a little bit not so bright. You know what I'm saying? So Gilded is my preferred. Oh my word, this needs to be in silver. I forgot. Restamp. Well, Gilded is a great gold, but you want silver. And my preferred silver embossing powder is also from Brutus Monroe, and it is the color Sterling. Okay, so I will grab the Sterling, ta-da, Brutus Monroe Sterling. And I'll just melt both of those at the same time. And then I'll have a little gold greeting that I can use on something. think I'm going to be using this stamp set quite a bit in my holiday card series this year, because it's just, when I was designing it, I was like, I want the Hanukkah, I want the Feliz Navidad, I want the Noel, the joy. I mean, seriously, I totally made it just for me. I was thinking, I want ones I'm going to use all the time, you know? And look at this die set, it's huge, man. Every single word, including all the little sub-gradings. Okay, so I've got to figure out which one is Seasons Gradings. It's got to be this one. Oh yeah, that's totally the right one. So now I'm going to cut into my magnetic mat. For dies that coordinate with a stamp set, I like to use, you know, do it with my stamped area facing up and have it cut into the magnetic mat, because it makes it so much easier to kind of get things centered and make sure it looks right. But for stuff that doesn't matter, I'll cut into the plate. I think you get a better cut. Okay. Oh, beautiful. Looks lovely. That's going to be great. All right. Let's get those picked out. And I'll just put that back on there while I slide. Oh no, it's stuck to my magnetic mat now. Oh, come on. There's a lot of dies, so it's very stuck. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we're done with that. And we're almost done with all of our die cutting, except I do want to die cut down a couple of the backgrounds. Okay, so I'm gonna hit this with my heat tool. There's still these like center areas. Like, are they bubbles? What is happening? Wow, they're like poking up. They look like weird, I was gonna say zits or pimples, either one. maybe a weird nipple. What is this? Okay, I can press them down. They were bubbles. That's what it was. I can press it down and then it's flat. Okay, that's better. Okay, well, good to know that, you know, those are just bubbles and I should have just popped them and then we could have been moving on lots sooner. Okay, this one still looks wet though. And this is the one that we have to do our pumpkins on top of. Actually, that's not wet. Wow, that's amazing. Oh, I love that background. Okay. So this one is getting cut down to an A2 card. So I'm gonna grab, well, my two most used die sets, which are the A2 layers and the A7 layers. So I'm cutting this one. You know what? I kind of have a feeling that this is probably going to transfer ink to my dies. Is it going to? I kind of have a feeling it will. So I might just like use this to kind of get where I want it, make some pencil marks and use a paper trimmer. I kind of think that's what it's going to be. So right there to right there, and then we're looking at right there. This is going to give me a good idea of how to cut it down to A2 sized. I feel better about that. I'm going to take it to my paper trimmer. My big one that's not on my work surface. Okay. it's such intense color that I'm expecting to like come away with like ink all over my hands, but I'm not. It's kind of crazy. All right, I'm gonna get some card fronts for these two cards. So this is just gonna be adhered directly down onto that card front. And I think I want to use, to adhere it, where'd that go? I was trying to find my Altenew tape because it's so strong. It's so good for like adhering like watercolor backgrounds to your card. I do not even know where it wandered off to. Oh, here it is. Okay. So I'm just going to get my scissors and put this all on the back. Y'all, I have no idea what's going on with ads because I even told YouTube to not do as many tonight, and you guys are still getting them all over the place. So I don't know. I'm not sure what to tell you. I'm so sorry. Okay. I mean, I probably could have just used like a tape runner for this, but I really do love this adhesive. It's just so super strong. Okay. So this one is going directly down onto this card front. It folds like this. Seriously, it is so super strong. Like after you get it adhered, you cannot pull it up. Okay, so I'm gonna be really careful as I get it from this corner. Lovely. Got a little bit of the white peeking out over here, but it's such a small little sliver. I'm not gonna worry about it. Look how flat that is. That dried so flat. Wow. Okay, so this is the one that is going to have the little frame on it. So I still need to poke out all these little doodads in the frame. Although I am tempted to just do this really dainty one. Ooh, I like that. Forget that. We just want this dainty one. But I do need to cut out the interiors or pop out the interiors of these. And then I can add a bunch of adhesive on the back and glue it down. Oh yeah, I love that really dramatic. That's gonna be great. And then I think the thanks die or die cut will cover up a couple of those weird spots. This gold cardstock really doesn't want to cooperate with me tonight though. Like what is happening? Okay, mental note, pop from the white side or press them out from the white side because they pop out a little bit easier. Come on, honey, work with me. You know what? I'm almost tempted to like, so like years ago, I had this mug, like it was like a big cup that I kept next to me in my work area. And every time I peeled off the release paper off of foam tape, I would save it. And I was just trying to fill up the entire cup. Are you kidding me? This isn't going to pop out. Am I going to have to recut this? I really don't want to. Okay, where's my X-Acto knife? I will totally cut this with my hands. There we go. Anyway, I was saving it and trying to fill up the entire thing with release paper. I wonder if I could do that with these little tiny itty bitty die cuts, you know, like these pieces that get cut out. Just start like saving them for no reason. Just to see how many you can collect over the years. I mean, they take up hardly any space at all. Wow, this gold cardstock was a pain. I mean, it's pretty, I love it, but okay. Are we finally gonna have all of these cut out? There's one little spot here in the middle. I don't think it cut all the way through. Come on. There we go. I'm like, is this gonna be worth it? You know what? We're totally gonna have like 3 cards done in 90 minutes. And they're all different. I mean, they all have spray on them, but they're all gonna be different. Okay, oh, I love that. And then we'll put the thanks. Right, oh, okay, stop it, okay. I was doubting there for a minute, but oh yeah, this was the background for this one. Okay, so I've just got to add some, you know, I'm going to do the glue in some spots on the leaves in the center first, and then I'm going to go around the outer edge of the frame last, because if the glue here in the center starts to dry a little bit, not a huge deal, but I want the glue on the frame to be nice and fresh when I go to adhere it. Okay. And I'm also got to like eyeball it, make sure I get it on here about right. I think that's about right. Try to get those, oh crap, go back. Okay. Oh, that's pretty straight. I was worried. Okay. And I'll put that paperweight on top while I put some glue on the back of this. Oh my word, my comments weren't scrolling. Okay. At this point, it's really just about assembly of the cards. Hold on, I need a little glue right there. Come on. There we go. Okay. This is going to hide those weird pimples. Right? We'll just set that on that one. Love it. Okay, so we need to do that pumpkin background, and then we can cut it out. So we're putting the pumpkin background on this one. Get out my Misty. Okay, and we'll just put that, you know what, I think I want to use one of these. Ooh, no, I'm going to be embossing. Maybe I don't. I don't. And it's going to be cut down a little bit smaller than this anyway, so it won't matter. Will it matter? I'm trying to decide what I want to do. It is going to be cut down so that it fits on a 5x7 card. So, all right. Because the stamp itself isn't exactly 6 inches wide. I mean, it's close. It's just shy of 6 inches wide. So it's not like it's going to fill the entire area, you know? Okay. All right. So I'm thinking like right there. I think that's going to be great. I'll pick that up. I'm going to get this finished card out of the way so I don't mess it up. I can even put that one down right there. Okay, I'm thinking, I just don't want to run any chance of the embossing powder sticking to areas where I don't want it. So I'm going to do a test run to see if this is fully dry, because it kind of feels like there might be a little moisture in it. Okay, it looks like there are still some little spots like right here. But for the most part, not too bad. Okay, I think if I just use an anti-static powder tool, I'm afraid some of the powder is gonna go into this dark area and make it look crazy. I'm not gonna worry about it. It has a little speckles, it's fine. I've got little gold things all over this thing. What does it matter? Okay. Okay. I'm going to use my big press tool for this. Alrighty. Hoping I got enough ink on there. You know what? I want to stamp it twice. No, I'm not going to stamp it twice. It looks a little rough. It's okay. I've got these little splatters on it. It's not the end of the world, Christina. Deal with it. Oh yeah, that's going to be great. I do have some spots that I'm just going to have to really tap the cardstock over my trash can to get rid of it. Okay, just because I know it's gonna, like, if I tap it really hard, it's gonna go everywhere. So I'm gonna do it with my whole arm in my trash can. Oh yeah, that cleaned it up really well. Yeah, look at that. That turned out great. Okay. I'll clean that up later. Let's reset this. Okay, so this one is going to be a 5x7 card. So I think I really do want to use the dies. So the Waffle Flower A7 dies. And I want to get as much out of this as possible. So maybe this one, is this about 6 inches high? Perfect. Okay, and I want to maximize that yellow up there. So maybe about right there. Okay. Take my little scratch paper just in case any of that color, it's such intense color, I just could just see it transferring to my cutting plate. So my brand new clean cutting plate. So let's, hello, turn on machine. There we go. Okay, there we go. Oh, and I'm glad I did that because it did transfer some of the color. Beautiful. Love that. Okay. So I'm going to get a, you know what? I might not even want this vellum piece because I think it's going to cover up. Actually, I think it's like this. A lot of the pumpkins. Like maybe I want to, oh no, it's going to have to be. It's just going to cover up. Oh, I wish it was a smaller grading. Dang it. Am I going to have to change up my plan? Because I love this background so much. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to cover it up. Okay, let's get this adhered to a 5x7 card base first. Oh my word, you guys, I have only one, oh no, 2 5x7 card bases left. I prepped like 5 million not that long ago. Okay, let's get some foam tape. Where in the world did my foam tape walk off? Okay, I guess we're using this one. It's this like huge thick roll that Laura Basson told me I needed to use. And when Laura Basson tells you that you need to use something, you use it. I'll have to add the link to it. It's from Amazon. It's very, very sticky. I'll give him that. But I do find it just almost a little bit harder to use because it is so thick, even though I like the fact that it's very thick. It's just very sticky. Oh, I could just do the thanks. That's not a bad idea. Okay, checking my card base, make sure it opens in the right direction. Okay, oh, I love that, it's so dramatic. Okay, if I was to cut this so it was just the thanks, and then I've got the, okay, yeah, I could totally do that. And then it won't take up quite as much real estate on the card, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Okay, and then I'm going to glue this down, and then I'm going to use a pencil to get the rest of the, like the halo. So I'm going to glue this down first. Oh yeah, like on an ivory cardstock, this would be so pretty. I agree. I'm so used to just using white, but like an ivory card base would be really pretty. Okay. So, kind of feel like I want to look at the, just see exactly where it fits in, you know? It's not exactly centered just right, but it's pretty close. And this glue should dry clear, so I'm not too concerned about it. Okay, I'm just gonna let that sit under that for just a moment. And got a pencil here. And I'm just gonna like pencil out the rest of like the little halo area around the word. And then I can just fussy cut it. Yeah, that's the idea. I'll just have to erase the pencil after I cut it out. Okay. Oh, I think that was worth it. All right, so I'm just gonna take my eraser and erase any of the pencil along the edge. And then I'm thinking just like right there, just keep it simple. Oh, ooh, would I like it up? No, I kind of like it down here. I mean, I like the darkness down at the bottom, and this does kind of break it up a little bit, but I think it'll look great. All right, so let's see, adhering the vellum. I think I'm going to use my Xyron little Create a Sticker machine. Because it's just small enough to fit. I'll just run this through. What this does is it applies adhesive everywhere on the vellum so that as I stick it down to my card, you won't be able to see any of the adhesive. So it just turns it into a sticker. So now I just peel this up. It's a nice sticker. Gorgeous. Love that. That turned out great with all that gold. Okay, now we're on to the last card, which really is going to be so easy because it really is just, let's cut it down and then, you know, adhere it to a card. Looks like everything's dry. Wow, look how different that looks. I think it's dry anyway. It still feels a little cool to the touch. I'm going to hit with my heat tool just to be safe. Okay, and then this one could be a 5x7 card as well, but I'm kind of thinking maybe I'll cut it down to A2. So I am going to go back to those A2 layers, but I'm going to have it be just the outside so it's like the full A2 card. Yeah, just like that. That'll be great. And then I need a little bit of paper to put in there to protect it. And I used my last bit of scratch paper. Hold on. Digging it out of my trash because I could just turn it over. That was the one from the other one, so it'll be fine. Okay. Oh yeah, square card for this one would be really pretty too. Oh yeah, that looks great. Like all cut down. It almost looks like a quilt of some sort, you know? All right, and then I am suddenly not seeing where, oh, there it is. I'm like, where's my little greeting? I'm just gonna like put that little season's greetings right there on top. Look at that. So glad I used that. That could have been all over my cutting plate. I just learned over the years from experience that sometimes you just gotta put an extra piece of paper in there because anything that's like watercolored or really inky, it's just totally gonna transfer the color. Okay, I'm just gonna use a tape runner. Actually, no, I really wanna use that really sticky adhesive again. I know it was a little cumbersome, but I think it's worth it to get those edges really nice, you know? So this is Alta New Ultra Wide Tape. And I think it's worth it. Just to like really get those corners, and it's like super, super sticky. Hi, Sandy. I'm glad you caught a live too. I'm glad so many of you are here tonight. Over 600, that's a good amount for us on a Monday. Well, you know what? Is it because it's a holiday? So like people didn't have work today in the US? Most of us anyway. For those of you who missed the beginning of tonight's live, make sure you come back next Monday. Jennifer McGuire and I are going to be creating with the September 2024 release from my line. I'm going to be having monthly releases sold over at concordandninth.com. And, you know, anywhere from about 7 to 10 products every month. And it's going to be really fun. I mean, I've essentially been doing the same thing for like, oh gosh, like 17 years, like designing products for the crafting industry. But there's something about like designing for my own line where I get to make every single decision. It has reinvigorated me to like make stuff that as a crafter, like I really want to use. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I don't think I ever design anything that I won't use, but sometimes if you're designing for other companies, there are like customer requests or things like that, and it might not fit your style, and it can be a challenge to really work on that. And I am just loving to like ask myself like, okay, what are my most wanted products, you know, like what do I want to create? It's been really fun. And I've asked myself that same question over the years. Anyway, it's not like this is new, but it's just reinvigorated me in that way. Okay. All right, let's add some, you know, do I want this popped up or do I want it flat? I think I want it popped up. Actually, no, I'll do it flat because this is like a 1-layer card as is. And I think sometimes you just have to have some 1-layer cards that you can send through the mail without having like, you know, tons of issues. Not that like popping this up would be a big issue, but sometimes you just got to go for something simple, you know? Okay. Nice bright season's greetings on white cardstock. Perfect. Okay. We're almost done here. We just have to wait for this one to finish kind of drying with that glue. But I mean, come on. Some nice gold sprays. I'm like, okay. I'm loving it so much. Okay, I think that's enough. That's gonna hold. Okay. So here are all 3 cards for tonight. Woo! Okay, hour and 40 minutes, 3 very different cards. I mean, you could argue that these have similar spray backgrounds. I'm not gonna contest that. Those are very similar, but they're very different cards. I mean, they're both thanks cards, but you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna do a little, closing out spiel for those watching the edited replay. And then, actually, you know what? I don't know if I'm gonna have time to edit a replay. That's a really good question. Well, I'm gonna do a little edit out for the edited replay just in case I do have time to do it. So, all right, so here are tonight's 3 cards. Finished all 3 cards in about an hour and 40 minutes. So fun to do all 3 cards. I think really concentrating on the spray being the main technique really cut down on the time it took me to do the cards. I think that's really great. Love like added pops of gold and silver. Love this kind of rustic snowflake spray background I've got going over here. I think it turned out really well. Just a reminder that next Monday at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, myself and Jennifer McGuire are going to be going live, and we will be playing with my brand new release for September 2024. If you'd like a sneak peek at those products, make sure you watch last week's live. You can watch the replay with me and Greg. I announced that I have my own line now and also gave you a sneak peek of the September release so you can get a good idea of what's coming out. Thanks so much for joining me tonight. For all of the products I used today, they are available at simonsthestamp.com. I'll link to everything down below, and if you would like to check out the entire STAMPtember release, I have a link to that also. Thanks so much for joining me, and I will catch you all next time. Okay, I'm going a little longer than I usually go, so I'm not going to stick around too much longer, but if you have a question that I completely missed because I was crafting, y'all. I missed it because I was crafting. Let me know, like repeat your question in the comments just in case, and then I'll see it. Andrea, now will Christina see the nipple comments? I saw some. I think I glanced up and I saw one where someone said, I've been trying to hide those my entire life. Maybe they were talking about pimples. I don't know. That's funny. Oh, let's see here. I'm scrolling up. Oh, you're all so excited about the new line. I'm so happy. Thank you. I'm excited for you guys to get it in your hands. Okay, I'm scrolling up. People are asking for the updated mail chart, flow chart. I need to update that. It's just, I've got to go look at, it's such a pain. I have to like go through the Postal Service website and see if they've changed any of all the countries, and it's crazy. So I will get to it. I mean, I've been super busy. Okay. Y'all are saying like, what's up with the ads? Well, I told it to have less ads tonight. So I'm confused. Okay, so are you guys getting more ads than you get on other channels? Like if you're watching other lives, you get ads during those as well? Let me know. I'm concerned because if YouTube is putting in tons of ads, especially when I asked them not to, like in the settings, I said less ads. Wow. Rosie's asking, are you thinking of getting the new Glassbird Studios glass mat with the cat paws on it? I thought about it, but I think I'm going to stick with this black one just because I like to film with the black one, but the cat paws are really cute. I agree. Oh, Heather is saying that the pumpkin background is very tempting for add to cart. Do it, do it. It's so good. Oh yeah, Susan says, me and my friends do a yearly Christmas card swap. I think that snowflake card would be a great addition. Can I borrow your idea? Sure, yeah, go for it. Your card's gonna probably look different than mine. It's all good. Change up the colors, do some fun inspiration, go for it. Let's see here. Nanette is also loving the pumpkin background stamp. Go for it. She says, can't wait for your line coming out from Waffle Flower. You know, I would love to work with Waffle Flower, but it's actually with Concord and Ninth. Both great companies. No complaints. But it will be at Concord and Ninth. Okay. I'm in for quite the surprise scrolling through the comments. Okay, well, now I'm wondering, were you guys like going off on all the nipple comments? Like what in the world? I'm like scrolling back. I've got to scroll back quite a ways because that was really far into it. Oh, Morris says the same thing. I was not going to purchase the pumpkin stamp, but after seeing your card, I think I will have to add it to my cart. You go for it. It's a good one. Let's see. I don't think I'm to all of your funny comments. Okay, and what do you want to hear what you're saying about the ads? What? Kathleen says, I've had 5 ads during the live just as you were asking about them. Wait, like live where you can't even see me crafting anymore and it's like a video, 5 of those? Or are they just like ones that pop up? That's crazy. What? Loads of ads popping up over the comments. What in the world? You know, I will say if you watch a lot of YouTube Premium is really great. I've been paying for YouTube Premium pretty much since they rolled it out, and it's fantastic. I will say it. I mean, I watch so much YouTube content. Like I hardly watch like TV anymore. We don't even have like a cable or anything. It's just like streaming services. So YouTube Premium's worth it if you want to try it. I'm just saying. But yeah. Let's see. Teresa says she got 2 ads. Diana says no ads for her. Wow. What in the world? Okay, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have to test it. Maybe I'll test it with my premium members, but YouTube does have an option that you can insert the ads manually. Like I insert them. So maybe like, for instance, when I was drawing the backgrounds tonight, I could be like, okay, I'm going to put an ad on for those of you who are watching. I'll see you back here in a minute. And then I'm just drawing, you know, like whatever. You all get an ad. You'll get different ads. Some will be short, some will be longer. I don't know about the length. But when you come back and join the live, I'll probably still be drawing my background. So I'll try that and we'll see if that works better so it's not so cumbersome. Unfortunately, even if I say, hey, don't put any ads on at all, YouTube still wants to take their cut and they're going to put them in anyway. So I'm going to try it. We'll see. Okay, we'll try that next week or something. Yes, Heather says tons of YouTube content, and I use YouTube Music instead of Spotify to make it more economical. Totally, yeah. Stacy says, yeah, I love YouTube Premium. I think YouTube's worth it. You know who I wish would have a premium? Facebook. I don't want to see any more Facebook ads or Instagram ads. Zuckerberg, could I just like pay you $10 a month to not have ads, like interrupting me when I'm just trying to catch up with my friends and family? Come on. That's where I'm at. Oh my word. So many people, some people had no ads. Some people had like 6. Wow. Oh, Dawn says it's $19 a month. I thought it was like 15. I do know if you pay for YouTube Premium through like your phone provider, like if you're on an iPhone through Apple, or I think that, oh, I don't know if on Android, if they do the same thing, but I know on Apple, the price is higher. But if you just sign up for YouTube Premium, like in a web browser straight through YouTube, you get a little bit of a price break. So it used to be that they were the same, but then I think it was at the beginning of 2024, they came out and said, hey, if you're on a different, like if you subscribe through Apple, you're going to get a couple extra dollars tacked on monthly. But if you switch over to just subscribing straight through us, you'll be the same price. So that's kind of crazy. It went up to $19. Wow, I didn't know that. I just recently switched to a family plan so that my husband and my mother both have YouTube Premium. And I think it's worth it. And it was only a few extra dollars to go to a family plan. Yes, April says, I also have YouTube Premium because I hate ads. It's great. And the thing that's good about it is if you have an ad blocker, the ads aren't showing, you know, most of them. And then those creators don't get their like little minute cut of the ad money. So they don't get paid. But if you do YouTube Premium, you don't have any ads. But for every single thing that you watch on YouTube, out of your monthly premium dues, those creators get just like a little bit of money, like what they, you know, similar to what they would have gotten if you had seen an ad. So it's a way that you can help support the YouTube creator community, but you don't have the nuisance of having to watch ads. So I think it's really worth it. There's also a couple other features, especially like within the YouTube app, that make it really nice. I think this is a YouTube Premium feature that you can like be watching a video on your phone and then like later you go to your iPad or maybe on your TV and it will save where you were in the video and it prompts you to pick up where you left off. I'm pretty sure that's a premium feature. I could be wrong. Also, I know on the iPhone in particular, you can double tap on either side of the video and it skips ahead 10 seconds. I don't think that might not be a premium feature. I know at one point it was only for premium members, but I think that's an extra feature you get. Okay, Laura says $14.88 through YouTube. Yeah, so you do get a little bit of a price break. Millie says right now it's $13.99 per month or $139 per year, $22.99 per month for a family. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Okay. What? Google has ads on their mail page, and if you have new phones and Apple 14 or higher, there are no fingerprint for selection. No fingerprints for selection? What does that mean? No fingerprint. I have no idea what that means. And I don't get ads in my Gmail. Is that what you're referring to? Granted, I do pay for like extra storage space through Google. I don't know. Oh, yes, yes. On YouTube Premium, you can download YouTube videos to your mobile device to watch on planes. I do that all the time. Like before I get on a long flight, I'll just go through and like look at my subscriptions, and like whatever I would want to watch on the plane, I'll just go ahead and download it over the airport Wi-Fi, or I might even do it when I'm at home because it's a little faster Wi-Fi. I do that too. Oh man, the pumpkin stamp is out of stock. Wow. Go Simon. That's great. I hate that it's out of stock and that you're going to have to wait, but they'll get it back in stock as soon as they can. Okay. Oh, thank you so much, Heather. That's so sweet. Thank you. All right. Well, I'm going to like wrap this up. I've been sitting here chatting for like nearly 15 minutes. Thank you all for joining me tonight. I will be back. Like I'm going to start sharing more sneak peeks of my release for September, probably in the next day or two. I've got some like heavy filming days. I've got to like film walkthroughs and like get everything ready for the release. So I'm going to be working on that over the next few days. Oh, here we go. Hi. I did have my face camera on today. Hello. And I'm wearing, for those of you who missed it, I'm wearing my apron. This is actually courtesy of Jennifer McGuire. She gave it to me, I think it was back in January 2020, like right before COVID hit. And we went to an industry event, and she surprised me with my personal branding on an apron. Isn't that sweet? Thank you, Jennifer. But you know what? I realized like until tonight when I put it on, because I knew I might get messy with all the inking and the spraying and all that, I realized that it was still folded up from when I went to that event 4.5 years ago. I had not used it since. So it's kind of fun to like pull out an apron or whatever. Anyway, thank you all for joining me tonight. Also, want to let you know I've got some giveaway packages coming up. I just stuffed 20 padded envelopes with like giveaway product. So I'm debating on how I'm going to do these giveaway packages. I have a couple options. One is you just pay for shipping and I'll mail it out to you. I just send you a PayPal invoice for like, I think it's like 10 to 12 bucks. If you're in the US, that's the price of the flat rate padded envelope. I think it might even be less. I think it might be $9. But you just pay that and then I mail it out to you. The other option is I could treat it like a fundraiser. This is what Jennifer McGuire does. And she, either she specifies a charity for you to donate like 50 bucks to or something, or she even has it where you just have to donate $50 to whatever charity you would like, and you just send a screenshot showing that you've done that, and then you can claim the giveaway prize. I'm not sure exactly which way I want to do it or I might do a combo. Like you pay for shipping and you also have the $50 donation, and then I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you have a preference. It's kind of nice to do as a fundraiser, but I also kind of like the fact that, you know, you're just getting stuff for free. You're just paying for shipping. Kind of like that too. Okay, everyone have a lovely week. If you're in the US and you had the day off for Labor Day, happy Labor Day. I hope you enjoyed time with friends or family and that you got a little bit of a break from your labor. So I hope that was good for you. I'll be back next week, 6 p.m. Mountain Time with Jennifer McGuire to play with the September 2024 release from Christina Werner with Concord 9th. So I hope I'll see you there. And thanks so much. Thanks for watching and thanks for joining me.